Partnerships in Injury Reduction is a voluntary program designed to reduce worksite injuries by partnering employers with health and safety associations, industry groups, educational institutions, and labor organizations. The goal is to get employers to develop effective health and safety systems that meet government standards. Those employers that meet established standards receive a Certificate of Recognition, or a COR, jointly signed by the Alberta government and a certifying partner. A certifying partner, or a CP, is an association working with the Alberta government to provide training, review audits, certify auditors, and co-sign CORs. CPs may use different audit instruments, but they all meet the existing audit standard. Currently, there are 13 CPs in Alberta. They provide training that helps companies develop and implement health and safety programs. They also provide training and certificates for auditors and conduct quality assurance for audits. Alongside the CPs, Alberta government and the Workers' Compensation Board of Alberta are involved in the program. The Alberta government sets policies and standards for the COR program, as well as conducting quality assurance for CPs. The Workers' Compensation Board provides employer incentives through the reduction of WCB premiums and administers rebates to employers who maintain their COR. COR is a voluntary program that earns a financial incentive from the WCB, which can be up to 20% off of the industry rate. In order to keep receiving the incentive, the company's health and safety management system must be evaluated annually over a 3-year cycle. The company must have at least 1 year of historical data to be eligible for a 3-year COR. A certification audit is required for the first year, while a maintenance audit is required in years 2 and 3. After 3 years, participants must get a recertification audit to begin the next 3-year cycle. Several compelling reasons to design and implement a health and safety management system, or HSMS. Some of these reasons are legal, some are moral, and some are financial. By preventing injuries before they occur, an HSMS can save a company money and legal problems. Employers are legally required to provide a safe work environment. It is also a moral requirement for them to do everything reasonably possible to make work sites safe for workers, contractors, and visitors. Financial reasons for safe work sites can be divided into the direct and indirect costs associated with injuries and incidents. Direct costs are easily measured and include things like workers' compensation premiums, replacement of equipment, hiring and retraining new employees, and paying fines. Some examples of indirect costs are an increase in worker turnover, physical and emotional impacts on the personal lives of everyone involved, negative publicity, and decreased productivity. They are not so easily measured, but they can far exceed direct costs. Even before work begins, an HSMS can be beneficial. Often hiring companies require that those bidding have a safety program. Proof of this might be a letter of intent to register in the COR C-COR program from the ACSA. A temporary letter of certification, a small employer certificate of recognition, or a certificate of recognition. When an effective HSMS is in place, workers are more likely to be engaged in the work that they're doing, having a sense that the company cares about their well-being. Research shows that these workers are happier, more productive, and loyal. One way that an employer can clearly demonstrate a caring attitude towards workers is by exercising due diligence. Due diligence simply means taking all reasonable steps to protect the well-being of employees, co-workers, contractors, and visitors. The employer can demonstrate due diligence in 3 ways: foreseeability, preventability, and control. To be deemed unforeseeable means that an incident is considered so unlikely that a reasonable person or group of that person's peers could not have foreseen it. However, employers are expected to know their business and the hazards associated with it, so simple ignorance is not a legal defense. Preventability is whether or not the employer could have averted an injury or incident. Documentary proof of preventability might include hazard assessments, preparing and enforcing safe work practices, training and monitoring workers' behavior, and progressive discipline to ensure compliance with company policies and procedures. The last element of due diligence is how much control the employer has over the circumstances leading up to an injury or incident. For example, an owner might have more authority than a worker to change a situation and implement preventative measures. Or a prime contractor may have more resources than a subcontractor to implement preventative measures. If a serious incident or injury occurs, due diligence may be used as a legal defense. This is where an employer provides documented evidence that they did everything a reasonable person would do to prevent an incident or injury. Partnerships in Injury Reduction is an effective, voluntary program that pairs the WCB and the Alberta government with employers to reduce injuries and serious incidents in the workplace. For more information, please visit the Partnerships in Injury Reduction website.